professor, and one of the very first things when I became the 5-minute professor that I thought was important was that people understand something about American history. We're Americans, for goodness sake, and we don't know very much about our history, especially United States presidents. If you were to ask 5 people, do you know all the US presidents? I would wager that 0 of them are going to say yes. You may get one of them who thinks they know half of the US presidents. In less than 5 minutes, you will know at least half of the 43 men that have been US presidents. And yes, only 43 men have been US president, because Stephen Grover Cleveland was 22nd and 24th, and that means he's still one guy. It's a little heavy, but still one guy. Let's start. Let's get us a timer. I'm going to teach this to you in less than 5 minutes. From the beginning, George Washington. You know George Washington, and I know George Washington. We're done here. Number 2, John Adams. John Adams, our 2nd president, 1 term. Our first 1-term president. Followed by Thomas Jefferson. You've heard of all 3 of these guys. You should also know James Madison, James Monroe, who I consider the same guy. They're both named James, probably interchangeable. The 6th president, John Quincy Adams, son of John Adams. You should know those 6. One more for you to remember. A man you've definitely heard of, Andrew Jackson, founder of what is today the Democratic Party. Those 7 I'm expecting you to memorize. Now the rest of them, we'll just skip ahead. We'll skip past Van Buren, past William Henry Harrison, past Tyler, past Polk, past Zachary Taylor, past Millard Fillmore, past Franklin Pierce, past James Buchanan, who is without question the worst president, to Abraham Lincoln. We know Abraham Lincoln. He's our 16th president. Now we're up to 8. After him is Andrew Johnson, who you should probably remember only because he's the president in between Lincoln and U.S. Grant. You know Ulysses S. Grant, really Hiram Ulysses Grant, from the American Civil War. Doing pretty good on time. Excellent. Now we're going to skip over what I call the bearded presidents. Rutherford B. Hayes, James Garfield, Chester A. Arthur, Grover Cleveland. You know what? Let's not skip over Grover Cleveland, because I already mentioned him. He's the reason that there were 43 U.S. presidents, even though Barack Obama is president 44. Let's remember Stephen. My name sounds stupid. Let's call me Grover Cleveland. Honest to goodness, he thought Grover Cleveland would sound better because he didn't know about Muppets. Stephen Grover Cleveland. That brings us to William McKinley. William McKinley was president in 1900. The only real reason to remember William McKinley is because he was president in 1900. So you can use that as a time marker. McKinley was replaced after he died of probably congestive heart failure. Or maybe his wife poisoned him. Probably not. I think it was congestive heart failure. He smoked a lot of cigars, ate a lot of food, was a big, big man. I'm going with congestive heart failure. He was replaced by Teddy Roosevelt, still the youngest man to ever be president of the United States. After Teddy Roosevelt was William Howard Taft, and we'll remember William Howard Taft only because he was our fattest president and the only president to go on to be Chief Justice of the United States. All you need to know is, all right, I've told you all the presidents so far. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Jackson, first 7. Lincoln, Johnson, Grant. Skipping ahead to Grover Cleveland, skipping ahead to McKinley, Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft. We're in good shape. In fact, we're in such good shape, I'm going to skip over all of the other 20th century presidents. Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, until we get to FDR. You should remember FDR. He was president the longest. He was elected 4 times and served 12 years as president. Then it was the Second World War, and we should probably remember Harry Truman. Harry Truman made the order to drop the atomic bomb on 2 cities in Japan. Let's remember Harry. Well, now it's almost the modern era. He was replaced by Dwight David Eisenhower. Dwight David Eisenhower was replaced by John Kennedy. John Kennedy was replaced by Lyndon B. Johnson, replaced by Richard Nixon, replaced by Gerald Ford. I think something happened there. I'm not 100% sure. Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Herbert Walker Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. You know, well over 22 U.S. presidents. Right now. Perceptum, quispium, damnitium. Thanks for learning something. Damn it.